What is up, lurking Reynas, insta-lock, no-comming Jets, and bottom fraggers? Today we're going to be ranking every single Valorant agent to where I think they belong, and keep in mind this is going to be based on my opinion of where every agent belongs in Immortal ranked, not lower elo, not pro play, at Immortal ranked. Let's jump right into this. All right, first up on the agent tier list, we have Breach. So I think in about Immortal elo, I'd put Breach at C. One day I queued up with one of my buddies and he was Radiant, and we got in this lobby. I played Breach. What I did was I flashed, and every single time I flashed, it got turned. They turned away from it. I swung and I got killed. Felt like they were, you know, drinking 5 tubs of G Fuel before I even got a chance to play the game. Use code CAM for 30% off, by the way. But yeah, so Breach's flashes are super easy to turn from. Otherwise, I would skyrocket him up this list. But since his flashes are so easy to turn from, I have to leave him C. If you're talking about just on Fracture, I put him up to B with how useful he is to counter Killjoy on Fracture. But in terms of like overall rating, I'm gonna have to put Breach on C. If I load into a rank game and I see you pick Brimstone, I'm probably going to dodge the game. The reason behind this is I know you're not good at Brimstone. There's not people who main Brimstone. There's no one who pulls up into a rank game like, I want to play Brimstone. If you're playing Brimstone, it's because you don't know how to play smokes and you thought Brim was the easiest pick out of Omen, Astra, Viper, and Brim, and you just picked him. And I know you're gonna play like absolute garbage. I know you're gonna bottom frag. I know your smokes are gonna suck, and I know I'm gonna get pissed off. So majority of the Brimstone players in this community right now are just, you're going to lose. So I'm gonna have to put him on the D tier for the main reason of there is simply better options. Next up on the tier list, we got Cypher. I think I would rather watch paint dry than play Cypher. How boring this character is to play, but I'm gonna put him on the B tier just because of how powerful his trips are. Just for information, now his trips are really hard to get kills with in high elo because everyone just breaks all the trips. Everyone knows where all the trips are, so it's very hard to get away with actually like getting any kills off your tripwires in higher elo, just like locking off areas in the map, and now you don't have to watch it. Like on Haven, you could trip B and you never have to watch it. You know what I mean? At that point, Chamber's just better because he does that job better. Next up, we have Jett, and if you play Jett, you smell like cheese. If you play like Jett, you load into my rank games and you don't talk, or you load into my rank game and go 3 and 15 and you just claim it's, you know, a bad game. Jett's really an S tier agent. The reason I say this is because I was playing a rank game yesterday. I pushed up. The enemies were rotating from A to B. I was pushed all the way up B. I was waiting for them. Jett swings the corner. I shoot him, he dashes, I get traded. Like, bro, it is so hard to do anything. If you don't instantly one tap a Jett, they're just going to dash and you're going to get killed. Just for that fact, and obviously just, you know, taking aggressive angles, getting op kills and dashing away, you can't argue with Jett being S tier. No matter how much I hate playing Jett, no matter how much I hate Jett players, you can't argue with how good the dash ability is, right? Omen, I'm gonna have to put Omen on like C tier, just because how slow his smokes travel. On top of that, you got to take into account that his kit is pretty bad right now and they need a big buff. His ult is pretty much useless. The only opportunity you have to make a play with his ult is you have the spike, all the enemies are A, you TPB, plant bomb. Like, that is the only use for that ability. His blind is really good. I like the blind, but I really wanted to see those Omen buffs come through where when he TPs, it blinds the enemies around him, or his blind doesn't hit teammates. Like, those buffs would be really big for him and skyrocket him up the list. Next up, we have Phoenix. I'm putting Phoenix D tier. If you load into my rank game and pick Phoenix, I'm going to complain. I'm going to cry. I'm going to be upset. I'm probably going to dodge. Yesterday, I loaded into a rank game. Someone insta pick Phoenix. I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing this. See you guys later. I'll save you guys the fucking pain and suffering in which it is having a Phoenix on your team. You can't flash anybody with Phoenix. You are not XTR. You are not the Phoenix flashing guy where you throw the Phoenix flash off the ground and it pop flashes on the corner. You don't know how to do that, bro. You don't know how to do that, then don't play the character. Sorry if you play Phoenix. Condolences to your family. I just think he has so much potential to be good, but he's just terrible right now. Next up, if you play Raze, you're an absolute menace to society, because honestly, if you're playing this character, you're probably at risk of burning your house down or like blowing your head off with some fireworks on the 4th of July. But besides that, Raze is a pretty good character. Besides the fact that her ult is damn near impossible to get a kill with, and all of the Raze players in my lobbies pop their ult and they swing out before the ult is like ready to shoot, so you just pop it and then you swing out and then you just get killed because you can't even shoot the rocket yet. On bind, your Raze can take control of hookah while the Sova or Skye takes control of long, so it helps clear out a lot of those angles that otherwise you wouldn't be able to. If you had a Jett and a Reyna, you wouldn't be able to clear out any of those angles. So Raze is a really good character, and I'm gonna have to put Raze on B tier. Can't really go any higher, but I think Raze is gonna get nerfed again soon, so watch out for that. Next up, we have Sage. I'm putting Sage on C tier. If you play Sage on any map besides Icebox, and Split, you are throwing my ranked games. You are throwing my elo. You are bad at the game. If you are playing Sage, you're not Grim. Stop being Grim. Stop pretending to be Grim. If you're Grim, go ahead. You're amazing. Play Sage. You are not Grim. Stop playing Sage on those maps. I'm going to tell you why Sage is terrible. You go on Breeze, you load in, you go, I want a Sage so you can wall the tube. Sage walks up, walls the hallway. Wait, the enemy team waits 30 seconds, the wall breaks and they push up tube and you lose the round. What you do is instead, you have a chamber. You put a chamber trip in the tube on Icebox and in kitchen on Icebox. That way you can hold control of the entire map of mid with chambers trips. You put the Sage wall down, you can only have that control for 30 seconds. So if the enemies don't do something in the first 30 seconds, you're pretty much a waste. Sage only really works on Icebox to help you get the plants down on A and B site. And on Split, it helps you get that mid control with the slows and the wall. It is really good for delaying. But if you play Sage on any other map, I'm dropping a report on you for throwing because I'm going to be annoyed. Sova S tier for obvious reasons. You can reveal everyone, and instead of revealing enemies, you should try to reveal some bitches. Actually, I'm kidding. I play a lot of Sova. Sova's really good, and if you're not finding out where everyone is at the other team on Sova, you're getting a bunch of damage with his shock darts and you're getting kills with his ult. The amount of games I just win for my team because I'm like negative. I'm like 8 and 12, but I got 20 assists because that's the way I play Sova. Is like I'm so good with getting the information and doing damage with my shock darts. I'll have 20 assist games on Sova, and you just can't beat his recon drone and his recon dart. So obviously he's just gonna be sitting at the S tier. If you enjoy playing Viper, you probably also enjoy doing homework. You probably also enjoy studying for tests. You probably also just love waking up to go to school or work. So if you play Viper, I respect you and I appreciate you because you have to do a lot of research to get a lot of value out of this character. And you obviously, if you don't have this character on Icebox or Breeze, you've already just automatically lost. Like if you have a different smoker on those two maps, you've just lost the match. But in all seriousness, Viper's an A tier character, phenomenal character. There's so much potential with this character, and I'm glad they buffed Viper the way they did, because I remember back in the beta, Viper was the worst, most unplayable, useless character in the game. But now Viper is super insane and super useful, and you'll see Viper in about half of your ranked game. Reyna, I'm gonna have to put Reyna in the A tier for Immortal ranked, but if you play Reyna and you lurk around, bro, you are the scum of the planet Earth, bro. You should get permanently banned from owning a fucking computer if you lurk on Reyna. But Reyna has such good potential with their flashes. Their flashes are really good. They're annoying to deal with on like pistol rounds or like save rounds. You literally can't break the flashes, but you can do really good things on Reyna. You can get out of a lot of situations you have no business being able to get out of. Reyna is the ultimate carry character. If you're looking to hard carry your ranked games, you're looking to drop 40, pick a character where you can't get traded and you can heal. Like, bro, you can't ask for a better situation than that. And if you were talking pro play, Reyna's much more down the list, but we're talking about Immortal ranked, where Reyna is the best. Reyna and Jett are the best two most godly things in the whole game. Insta-picked every lobby, you have no chance of getting them. Killjoy is the agent I have the most playtime on in Valorant, and I'm gonna try not to be biased. I think Killjoy either goes high B or lower on the A tier, but I'm gonna put her lower on the A tier just because there's a spike in more Killjoy and less Cypher recently. Killjoy is absolutely insane right now on like majority of the maps, and Breeze even got changed, so Killjoy's better on Breeze now. So like Killjoy just is super powerful. Turret for information, alarm bot for information, deadly swarms you can either play post plant with, or you can use to clear corners to attack in the site. You do need to do your research with Killjoy. Loading into a rank game half cocked on Killjoy is going to make you play bad. Like, you need to know some setups or a little bit of some lineups, otherwise you're just going to get destroyed. Basic concept, peek off the turret, you know what I mean? And you can make some big plays with Killjoy. But I do think Killjoy is a really highly rated agent right now. If you play Skye, you want your opponents to step on Legos. You want to make their day worse. You want to ruin their day and make them consider why they even installed Valorant in the first place. Skye has it all. You got the flashes that full blinds everyone. They got no chance of killing you. Then you got the information you get off the flashes. On top of that, it regenerates. Then you got the dog that goes hunts down information for you. You got the amazing ult that goes hunts down information, really good for retakes. And then obviously you have the heal ability, which is just phenomenal for your team. It's better than Sage's by far. Like, I really think if you're trying to climb up the ranks in your lower elo, pick Skye. You can hard carry your way out of your rank with Skye. Next up, if we got Yoru. If you play Yoru, you want to see the fucking world burn. You play Yoru because everyone thinks it's bad. You want to be different. You want to be that person who plays the character that's bad. So we're gonna have to put Yoru on D tier, worst slot. If you load in my rank games and you pick Yoru, I know you're throwing on purpose, because that's the stigma around the character. You load into a rank game and someone picks Yoru, that's the character people pick to try to get you to dodge because they don't want to play Fracture. So if you're out here playing Yoru and ranks, and if you're not like red on me, bro, don't pick in Yoru. But in terms of Yoru's actual kit, he's going to be getting a really big buff soon. So we don't know when that's going to be. It could be this act, could be next act, but he's going to be getting a really big buff soon. But in terms of how he is at the current meta right now, where he doesn't have that fake teleport, he doesn't have the clone yet, he has his footsteps. In his current state, he's just worse than Phoenix. He's just useless agent. The only time he's good is just spamming his footsteps with a bind teleporter and pissing you off. Obviously Astra goes on the S tier, but I have a bone to pick with people who play at Astra. How do you play Astra, bro? I would rather eat dog poo than play a ranked game on Astra. I played Astra yesterday in a ranked game, and I had the least amount of fun playing a fucking Valorant comp match than I ever have in my entire life. It feels like you're not playing Valorant. It feels like you're out here playing like Terraria or like Space Invaders or some 90s arcade game, bro. It is just so unfun. Someone's like, place a suck, place a star. You're literally just doing nothing the entire game. You don't even get to shoot your fucking gun. If you get kills on Astra, it's a miracle. You don't even get to play the game. You're just sitting here in a menu going. Astra's a phenomenal character, other than the fact that I cannot personally stand playing the character, but she's S tier. Her kit's amazing. You get really good timings on the sucks and stuns. It literally makes it impossible for the enemy team to push a bomb site if you play Astra well. And shout out to the people who do play Astra and are really good at Astra. Players like Flo Shizzle, I fucking love him. Playing with him is actually amazing because he's so good at Astra. But actually playing the agent yourself, it is mind-numbingly boring to me. KO, I'm gonna have to put KO on the top of the B tier. I don't think I can quite give him A tier. People underestimate how good KO actually is. He's so good. I took some time to I spent a lot of time recently playing a lot of KO to learn him. His flashes are absolutely insane. They're really hard to dodge. The only thing is it's hard to attack with his flashes because you end up blinding your teammates a lot. If you have a KO on the other team, you just don't get to play the game as a sentinel. And his ult is pretty much a guaranteed bomb site. So like, you get the ult 3 times a half, you can guarantee yourself getting into the bomb site and getting the bomb down 3 times. Next up, we have Chamber. Everyone thought Chamber was just gonna be this like mediocre agent, bro, but like I have to toss Chamber above Killjoy. The reason why Chamber is so good right now, bro, is you click C on your keyboard, you click mouse 1, and it's just done. You don't have to do anything. Chamber is the best agent in the game to do holding the flank, best agent in the game to hold the flank, best agent in the game to like be an eco round demon, better than Jett to be an eco round demon because you have an operator and a sheriff, so you're an absolute eco round demon. You can tear up rounds that you should not have had any chance to win, all while holding down the flank for your team. But like I said with Chamber, you put a trip inside a tube on Breeze, and now you don't even have to look there the whole round. You don't have to put a man there, you don't have to think about anything. You put one Chamber trip there and you're chilling. And that's why Chamber is so good right now, because you can't get away with that on a lot of other characters. Next up, if you play Neon, you only play Neon because you think she's cute, and you're weird because of that. Neon, I've been waiting a little bit to make this tier list because I wanted to wait for Neon to be out for a little bit so I can give you guys my accurate representation of where I think this agent goes. And I think this agent simply goes on the bottom of the B tier. The ult isn't that good. The only reason her ult is good is because of the movement with the ult. In a tactical shooter, many of us aren't good at tracking. This isn't Overwatch. We're not playing Zarya, right? Many of us are not good at tracking. We're used to enemies having to stand still to take fights on. So when you're able to just run around and slide around like an absolute idiot, you're able to make some crazy plays on Neon with Neon's ult. The reason why Neon is so high on this tier list, it might be lower on others, is because of how fast you can flank the enemies. It's beyond annoying because like on a map like Fracture, you can get pulled up on in probably like 6 or 7 seconds after the round starts by a Neon running down your flank, which is absolutely insane to deal with. So that's why you need a good Chamber to lock things down, you know what I mean? I really like Neon for the stuns. The stun abilities are actually insane. If you get good with throwing your stuns, knowing the bouncing of the stuns, you can make insanely good aggressive plays. Dude, the amount of times I get Neon stunned in a round and she gets 2 and 2 of them are basically 4. Like, it's so easy to just spam stuns while you're pushing into a site and the people in the site can't do a thing. So that's why I think Neon's pretty powerful, but obviously she doesn't get to Reyna and she doesn't get even close to Jett. This is my official current tier list for the Valorant meta as of episode 4 act 1. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys think someone should be higher up this list, someone should be lower on this list, let me know. I'm going to be dropping a lot of YouTube content over the next few weeks, and make sure you guys hit that sub button so you can check that stuff out. Have a good day.